Hi everyone, good morning. In today's session, I will take you through the journey of how we are trying to bridge the gap between horizontal and vertical BIM for some of the most ambitious luxury tourism projects in Saudi Arabia from a client's point of view. A little bit about myself. I'm Himani Shah. I'm an architect by background, and I have over 8 years of experience in implementing BIM on major infrastructure and building projects in Middle East. And about my journey in the industry, I started with working as part of BIM consultants, and then I moved to contractors, then subcontractors, then I had a little bit of experience working with architectural design consultancy, and then client as a part of appointing party. And so currently I'm working at Red Sea Global as a part of digital delivery team. A little bit about my presentation. So today I will try to introduce you to what projects we are developing and what are the key challenges we are facing on those projects, and the BIM workflows and limitations that we have, all the challenges that we faced as a part of doing the coordination on these large-scale projects, and some lessons learned from the perspective of client. So a little bit about Red Sea Global. So we fall into the category of developers from the list of client categories that Pat was showing earlier. So we are global multi-project developer, and Red Sea Global was born out of a vision 2030 of Saudi Arabia, which most of you are aware that we have a lot of other projects like NEOM and Seven, all that coming up on the west coast of Saudi Arabia, and their vision is to to switch from the source of income of just oil to let's say tourism and other sectors, and for Red Sea Global is helping them develop the luxury tourism part of it. So our mission as a developer is to lead world towards a more sustainable future and create a positive impact on the environment and the local communities around it. Our approach to this development is something that we refer to as regenerative tourism. It's a modern approach towards sustainability, which means going beyond minimizing the harm. It means that leaving the destination in a better condition than we found it and contributing to the ecological health of the Red Sea coast. We are developing all these resorts and buildings from scratch. There is absolutely nothing in that west coast of Saudi Arabia. It's unexplored. So we are making sure that we are going above and beyond, not only to protect the existing natural environment that is there, but to enhance it for the future generations to come. So currently we are developing 2 destinations that involves multiple resort projects. One destination is Red Sea, which has more islands, and other destination is Amala, which has resorts spreading across the existing inland. Just to give you an overview of the number of projects that we are dealing with, we have 79 resorts across both destinations, which has so Red Sea has 8,000 keys, Amala has 3,000 keys. By keys, I refer to the number of rooms that we'll be having eventually in those resorts. And both the sites have combined land of 32,000 square kilometers. And till now, we have awarded around 6,000 contracts worth 12 billion USD, which from the number you can imagine how challenging it is for us to set up a common data environment for all these different stakeholders and all these projects which are running parallelly in timeline. And eventually, once this is developed, upon completion, these projects are expected to contribute around 8 billion USD to the country's economy. So Going back to the Amala destination project, the whole Amala master plan looks something like this. So currently there is nothing across in this region, and we are developing all the infrastructure and everything from scratch in this area. So what you're seeing on screen is these are like 6 resorts spread across this master plan, and RSMLI, which is Red Sea Marine Life Institute, and a yacht club building as well. And we have a lot of recreational facilities and luxury villas sitting on the top of the hills that you see behind it. So overall, our aim is to have this destination running on like 100% renewable energy, for which we are setting up solar farms. So phase 1 of Amala has like 5 solar farms already set up, which has around 750,000 of PV panels, and it's expected to we are expected to have 24/7 renewable energy that will power these destinations moving forward. And in terms of the green plants that you were seeing across the master plan, there is nothing there yet. So we are importing these plants from different locations in the world. So currently, the landscape nursery that we are setting up will eventually supply over 30 million plants to these destinations, to the resorts that we are developing. And in terms of construction, we are prioritizing sustainable construction methods like prefabrication and off-site manufacturing to have minimum impact on the existing environment there. So as you can see from the scale of the project, we are facing challenges that are unique to this project. And the workflows, the industry workflows and standards have to be tailored in order to facilitate the coordination process for these projects. So I'll start with the major challenge that we face about the guest experience, because we'll have tourists coming from all across the world, and these are luxury tourism projects. So we don't need any of the MEP services or utilities popping up out from the building or from the ground. So we had a major challenge in trying to coordinate these services at this stage of the project. So basically, our main aim is to conceal these MEP services in the building structure and to cover the utilities running below the ground using the landscape strategy. And apart from that, other major challenge we had was that most of the resorts and buildings have exposed structure. So we don't have any finishes that will cover up any defects that will happen eventually during construction. So that had to be coordinated on the design stage itself. So what we are, and one second, let me. Right, it's working. So apart from doing the obvious clash detection, we also had to do the visual check around by walking through these models. So we used to facilitate the model walkthroughs for our design team so that we can walk across all the guest experience areas and see if there is anything popping out from below the ground or from the building. And we can coordinate these basic things at a very early stage in design, because it's very difficult on the site, considering, as you can see, the topography is very complex, the slopes and the levels, it's very challenging to coordinate that. So we facilitate these reviews for our designers and consultants to be able to resolve this in very early stages of design. Then another challenge was the privacy of villas and layout. So maximizing the guest privacy was all our design revolves around that. We have to ensure that each villa offered high level of privacy and it allows guests to feel secluded and comfortable. And apart from that, we also had to ensure that the orientation of villas are set up in a way that it is catering to this need, as well as it is working in context of the sun path and the weather that we have there. So this was very challenging, for which we switched to, so we are using combination of Revit and Twinmotion to do these analysis. So the plans that we are going to eventually have there on site, we are trying to put that in the model and see what will we see when we are in from inside that villa. And this visual check, this helped us a lot in in deciding the orientation and position the villas in the master plan, which is catering to this need of privacy. Then the next challenge we had was the prototypes. So each of these villas that are spread across the master plan for all the resorts, we had this challenge that we have to not only coordinate the villa building as a building, but we also have to coordinate its positioning on site in the master plan together with the landscape and the utilities. And as soon as you so the layout of the building is same. So what you see in the picture is the same villa that is copied multiple times in the site, but at each location, its orientation, its connection to the infrastructure and utilities and the landscape is different. The levels are different. So to coordinate these tie-in points and its location on site was very challenging for us. So we facilitated this model walkthroughs in which we go through these tie-in points and connection of each villas to the utilities and tailor the infrastructure and landscape needs around it, so we are able to conceal everything properly. The other challenge we had was prefabrication. So as you can see, the building that you are seeing on the screen now is the RSMLI Red Sea Marine Life Institute. And the structure of that building is very complex, and we not only have to coordinate the services of the building with the land, but also underwater, because this building, half of this building is going underwater. So in order to not destroy what's around it, and in order to achieve that level of coordination, we opted for prefabrication. So these pods that you see are being manufactured in Dubai now, and those white pods will be bought on site, shipped on site, and they will be placed on the existing structure that we have, so that we are not manufacturing anything on site and spoiling the environment that is there already. So this we achieved on the other project that we have in Red Sea. I'm not sure if you have seen this picture circulating around on LinkedIn. So basically, we also opted for prefabrication strategy for construction for these pods that you are seeing on the screen. These are designed by Killa, and they were manufactured in Dubai and shipped to the Red Sea site. And eventually, the whole coordination was done in advance on BIM 360 using these 3D models of the utilities and the pods. So eventually, it was just a matter of using cranes to put them on the correct location, and using this coordination process, we avoided any issue that we might have had if we did not coordinate this in 3D. So this RSMLI building, currently we are using the 4D sequencing and 3D model to ensure that these will be placed properly, and these are already coordinated before they will be brought to site. So this structure that you are seeing is already there on site, and we'll be using these cranes because the pods are very heavy. So we are doing the 4D sequencing using these cranes to make sure that they will be properly assembled on site. So our current workflow is set up, it looks something like this. We have multiple different softwares and platforms that we are using in order to facilitate this coordination process, because currently the softwares and the platform we have has a lot of limitation in terms of the handling the model size, handling the complex models like this. So we have this. So this is our current workflow, and the challenges we had with this is basically the complexity of the project scope. So as you saw, these are large-scale projects running at the same time, and we have multiple stakeholders at different locations in the world, and we have to facilitate the coordination between those consultants and contractors on a single common data environment, which is very challenging. And in terms of model sizes, we are talking about like 300, 400 models per resort, and put that in the context of all the 6 resorts that we have and other complex building like RSMLI and Yacht Club. So it was very challenging to visualize these whole models together. And in terms of the timeline as well, the projects are very fast track. So we are not talking about like 5, 10 years. We are talking about maximum 3 years to design and deliver these projects to operators. So that is another factor that added to the complexity of this. In order to manage that, we switched to Autodesk Construction Cloud. We are using that as a common data environment. It helps us to monitor the consultants and contractor, monitor the design process on regular basis. So we don't have to wait for the end of the design stage and we don't have any surprises at the end of the design stage. We are facilitating the coordination between our team from the client side with the contractors and consultants on regular basis using this platform. And this has also helped, so as you can see, we have so many models to be reviewed, and it's not possible to install Revit or Navisworks in each and every computer. It will require a very the planning for the technology infrastructure. So this helped the team view the models from anywhere in the world just by clicking on it in the browser in the viewer. So that was very helpful as well. Then the next factor was the design review. Now, to facilitate the design review for our team on these platforms, to review the 3D models of this building on regular basis. So we don't wait till end of the design stage to review anything. We guide the consultants through what we want, and we make sure that their progress is being monitored from our side. So to facilitate that, we used ACC and the issues feature on ACC, which helped us. So as you can see in the picture, that our team goes and reviews these models and place issues there. It helped us to track the issues, to assign the issues to the respective stakeholder, and to understand the status of the building design based on the number of the issue and types of issues that that our team is creating. And in the below image, you can see the dashboard that we are using to visualize the status of these issues. So this helped our team to take better design decisions on every stage of the project. And the next challenge was, as I mentioned before, to visualize the models at the master plan level. So we have to coordinate the individual building models with the services inside the building, as well as to coordinate the connection of those buildings with the existing utilities on site, which considering the number of models involved, as I said, 200, 300 models per project, it was very difficult to visualize that on ACC or on Navisworks. It became very glitchy and the graphics were not that good. So eventually we had to switch to Revisto. So we are setting up the master plan models on Revisto, in which we can see the buildings in context of the entire site, and we can walk through the models and we can visualize how it sits together in the context of landscape and utilities, existing utilities on site. And it's very easy to navigate around these large-scale models in there, and we can customize the clash detection up to a very detailed extent. So that helped with planning to do the clash detection with different zones and buildings, and it was So switching to Revisto made our life very easy. Then. Overall, we are using combination of ACC and Revisto to facilitate the model reviews for our teams. And in terms of lessons learned from the whatever workflow we have we have till now. So the first one is that we are focusing on well coordinated design, then zero clash model, because considering the limitations that we have in the softwares, it is impossible to achieve a clash free model. But when we are coordinating the models, the services and the models with each other in context of each other, eventually you are achieving a well coordinated design, and we should be focusing on that rather than just the clash detection. Then the other thing is simplicity. It doesn't mean sacrificing accuracy. It means focusing on what matters the most. So I'm talking about being flexible in terms of level of detail of the element, because because the models are very large scale. We didn't want to focus on the level of detail of the element, but we wanted the element to be present there to be able to coordinate it in context of the other services. So that was very important for us. So we had to be flexible in that extent so that we don't have more information that is not needed at that stage in the model. We always have correct information that is needed for that stage. And then the next one will be early involvement avoids confusion and yields clarity. We ask our consultants to start modeling in 3D from concept design stage onwards, which has helped us identify major issues and avoid these issues so eventually the design gets really better if we involve everyone from the start. And then fourth one will be engage collaboratively to push boundaries and overcome the industry challenges, because as you can see, it is not possible for us to stick to a certain workflow. The projects are very complex, the structure are very complex, and our consultants, our contractors, they face a lot of challenges in trying to model or coordinate this. So we work with them collaboratively in trying to find the workarounds and trying to have the best possible solution to all the issues that they are facing. And the fifth will be to take design decisions based on the data that we get from the BIM model. And last one will be the flexible adaptation is the key. So basically, let your workflows be flexible enough to accommodate the unique needs of the project. That is very important for us, because we cannot force something that is not working. Like we have to be flexible in what we are expecting our consultants to do, considering the limitations of the platforms and the softwares we have in the industry. So our BIM strategy has been internationally recognized, and in 2021, our project teams were awarded ISO 19650 certification. And I will take Fred's strategy to leave you all with a quote that I always keep in mind while designing any process, any standards that we have, that while defining the processes, make it easy to do the right thing and difficult for people to go wrong. So yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you. Thank you all.